Three, two, one.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Welcome to the Pulpery Nerdcast with Brock and Ben. This podcast is where we discuss the nerd culture headlines that intrigue us and those minor details that enrage us.
Okay, Ahsoka. We are, first of all, we've been slacking on the nerd portion. I think it's just been a little light, although I need to catch up on Foundation.
Yeah. Well, and I'll get into that into the last segment too. But yeah, I mean...
And Invasion's wrapping up.
Yes.
And how many more episodes do we have of Ahsoka? Ahsoka.
I think 2 more.
They always do. So this one was episode...
6, right?
5.
Oh, okay. So we got 3 more.
Yeah. I just had it up, and I'm an asshole.
Well, I mean, you would think, like, at some point there's got to be the reveal of who the fuck is playing Thrawn.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's been the whole point of this
So.
season. It only has 7 episodes listed.
Well, there we go. 2 more. I was right.
Sworn they do somewhere between 8 and 10. This one's awful short.
Well, they might do like an hour and a half.
Finale. Yeah, I don't have times in front of me here.
So.
Okay. So, where did we leave off last week? 4, right before they had the sword fight with Mr. Stevenson?
No, I think a little bit earlier than that. I think we really only, in the recap, we got through like 2.
Oh, well, fuck. Okay. Now you're going to have to remember me. Can you remember me what happened in episode 4?
Well,
or 3?
Well, so 4 is they're on the planet. They track the compass device.
Yep.
And so they're not able to get it from the air, so they have to land on the planet. And then they're going to do a sneak attack while John McClane's daughter comes in.
John McClane's daughter.
Sorry. I forget her character from Scott Pilgrim, which is sad because she's the secondary character in that. But
yeah, she is. She's pretty. Weinstein. Is that her last name? Weinstein?
Winstead.
I wanted to make her Jewish, apparently.
Way off.
She's beautiful.
And
she went out with Chris Evans and who are her other boyfriends in that movie? Channing Tatum was one, maybe.
And what was the girl's name? Anyway.
Yeah, sorry, we just went on a Scott Pilgrim. I just wanted to hear.
Brandon Routh.
Yes.
Who
is that the guy who's always in the
he was
Anderson movies?
No.
No, that's Schwartzman.
Yeah, Schwartzman was another one. No, Brandon Routh was the bass player in the band of Scott Pilgrim's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, right. Okay.
That I had to look it up, and then now I can't remember. But anyway, we're not talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
We're talking about Ren. God damn it! I'm terrible with
she's
names.
Hera, isn't she?
She's Hera. Yes.
Yeah. Ren's her
Ren is the
Padawan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, I mean, not to recap the story.
No. We don't need that. I remember them going and getting that.
Not to get into the minutia of the storyline.
And plus, I keep getting this confused with Jedi Survivor.
Right.
Because I'm playing, I'm balls deep in that now. So I'm dealing with a lot of Star Wars.
Sorry, I had to giggle at balls deep.
So I'm dealing with a lot of Star Wars.
Sure. That are not on the same storyline. So,
correct.
Yeah.
We still don't know if the game's canon or not, but we figured it is.
It should.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at any rate, yeah,
it's all canon.
We're gonna go there. Don't get me started.
But anyway, what the part I love is. I didn't realize until after watching like the first episode and the credits come up and like David Tennant shows up.
Yes.
And it was like, what the fuck is that dude? He's the robot. Yeah.
Correct.
Or sorry, the droid. But I love since post original storyline.
Yeah.
That the droids have so much disdain for people now.
Everyone.
I mean, I'll give that to Alan Tudyk. Is that how you say his name? But from Rogue One.
Well, hold on. I got one even better for you. Who played Hans Gruber? Alan Rickman?
Yeah.
The robot that he played in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh,
the depressed
yeah.
robot. Fucking nailed it. Nailed it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's not gonna matter though. But yes. I didn't realize David Tennant was in it, and then I did the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, of course he's the fucking
It's perfect.
droid.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be the droid?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I was expecting the guy from Star Trek who plays like everything. Is that guy still alive?
which one? There's a bunch of dudes like that.
Yeah.
You say that, and I think Jeffrey Combs from one of the 80s horror movies, but...
no. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Casting is good. And...
of course. It always is.
Although, and granted, too, I think obviously the foundation in the show with Dave Filoni going back to writing for that character.
Yeah.
And he's at least according to the credits, the sole writer on all of it. So
yes,
this is his baby.
And he has different directors for each episode, right?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the same director twice, but he is always the writer.
Yeah. And he's the showrunner too on it. So
story. No, I think there might be a couple of guys with the story.
Yeah, because they got to come up, or they got to bring in elements from other, like the comics and novels and stuff like that.
Video games.
Yeah.
Because it's all canon.
It is.
So we'll get to the I almost said sword fight again. I gotta stop saying that. Saber battle.
Yeah, lightsaber battle. Yeah.
Kung, what do we call it? Saber fu.
Yeah.
Like gun fu with John Wick.
Which I thought was interesting about Stevenson's, or the style that they had him do. He's more traditional Darth Vader. Like,
correct.
Very static. Like
he's big too.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't have to flip around like Yoda. Like you get the bigger guys with
Yeah.
I like the style. Wouldn't have made sense for him to be like John Wicking doing kung fu shit.
Right, or like when they had the stunt double for Christopher Lee doing pirouettes and
right. Like I don't need that. Like Darth Maul could have got away with it because
sure,
the guy who played him was a stunt director or coordinator at some point. So he could do it. He also played one of the villains in the X-Men.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that though.
Okay, sorry, you cut me off there. Okay, so at any rate, they had a fight, and she fell off, and now she's dead.
Yeah, so
we can leave it there. Go ahead. Kidding.
Well, so spoiler for you.
Right.
I mean, everybody else should be caught up, but so she sort of enters into like the Force dimension, so to speak,
like Luke did in the movies recently. That we just figured out that it could be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
that's a new Force power. Damn,
I was gonna say, like, what in that episode where she falls off the cliff, if you watch it to the very end, she ends up in that sort of like what looks like an infinity map room. And
yes,
like the credits are, and then Anakin walks in.
Yes. Oh, that's who it was. Okay.
Yeah, and so like the bulk of the next episode,
that was her master,
right? And of course, like the thing they've been saying all the time is that she didn't get to finish her training because he turned evil.
Anakin,
yeah, and
was murdered by Darth Vader.
Sure, and
so we were led to believe for a while.
In the Force realm, or whatever the fuck that's called.
I like Force realm.
Yeah.
Quantum realm.
Sure.
It's the Force realm.
So
midi-chlorians everywhere.
she, like, in the gist of it is Anakin essentially says, like, well, we need to finish your training.
Right.
And it's a brief little aside from them where they go back to where they're fighting in the Clone Wars. Oh. And Anakin's teaching her how to be a soldier and how to fight and how to kill.
Wait a minute. So, I guess she was in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Never mind. Carry on.
Well, I mean, that was the series that she had premiered in.
Oh, you're talking about the Clone Wars, the cartoon, not the movie. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
But they're doing, like, live action sequences of what would have taken place
in the cartoon.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused.
And then, but her character's going like, well, the Jedi is supposed to be peaceful, not be, killing people on the battlefield.
Right.
And Anakin's part into the transition into Darth Vader is being like, well, we're Jedi, we have to do this, and
he justifies it by saying, yes, doing this is saving the masses.
Sure, yeah. And then it all culminates to where they end up having a final battle between the two of them.
Okay.
And Ahsoka refuses to kill Anakin, who now has like the yellow eyes.
So he doesn't have the full thing.
No. I mean, there's a quick flash of the Darth Vader get up.
Yep.
But then it goes back to, but like it's clear that he's turned into evil Anakin. But she refuses to kill him and saying,
all robotic.
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, or at least you can't see because he loses. He has a robotic arm after Clone Wars, right? Yeah.
And legs.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I mean, later on.
Oh, right. This is still
He still just has the hand.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
timeline, man, and this thing's.
But so her training ends with him, where at least it's at the end it's good Anakin, and because she refuses to just destroy him in revenge or anger or whatever.
Told you he had a heart.
Yeah, exactly. That I wanted to bring that up at that point, but
that's where you almost did it. So we saved that for on mic.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well done. Playing the long game.
Yeah, and then they're able to find her, and it turns out.
So she was in the same spot when she woke up. She literally just went into some Force realm.
Yeah. But then, but they found her because Hera's kid is Force sensitive, and he could hear the lightsaber battle somewhere deep in that ocean.
They did mention that she had a kid.
Yeah, and that his dad was a Jedi, I guess. So, but apparently the rules of the Jedi no longer exist, and
I thought they were supposed to be like priests.
Just bone whoever they want.
That's a fucking stupid rule. I mean, the whole you can't priesthood thing. We all know priests like to.
Well, it made sense in the original movies because he hadn't created the microbiotic entities.
The midi-chlorians.
Yeah. That's what ruined it. It's like, well, then you would want to breed.
You would want to pass those midi-chlorians down.
It's ridiculous.
Although you could get an extra chromosome or an extra midi-chlorian, and then you've got the one. That's bad.
Yeah.
Midi-chlorians. I want to know about DNA and midi-chlorians now.
Well, they have nothing to do with it.
How do you know?
Well, I mean, according to Qui-Gon, they are a separate life form.
Is that the Force? Is that what you're controlling?
They're a parasite, yeah. It's a symbiotic relationship. They're a parasite that infects people.
It's gotta fuck with their DNA.
I don't know.
It's infecting them. Changing their DNA to where they can do magic.
Well, again, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going off of.
I'm gonna write a letter, right?
Episode 1, but
Letter.
I'm sure somewhere there's a doctor's report.
Lucas.
Or maybe maybe General Grievous issued that medical. We want to take this time to thank you for supporting the Pulpery Podcast. We are available on all podcast platforms, so please follow us and turn on the downloads. You can always delete them later. If audio is not your thing, we are on YouTube. Check out our page and hit the subscribe button, like our episodes, and share with all your friends. Follow us on all the socials for our latest content, and additional takes on the latest stories and news. If you need a change for your taste buds, go to thegdsauce.com and change the way you think about the way you eat. From their signature goddamn sauce to their ghost pepper sauce, they have everything you need to rethink condiments. Help support an independent business by getting rid of your same old condiments and boss up with the goddamn sauces. No, I'm just saying, like...
No, I know. And it's official now, and they laid off over like 100 people. It's the only reason I'm getting into this.
Yeah. Well, this might be a hodgepodge run here.
Oh, it is. That's what we've been doing. We can even talk about Invasion first.
We could, yeah.
All right, we'll just do that. We'll let Invasion invade the second half of this podcast.
Ooh.
It is going to invade the second half. It's going to cut into some TKO. Do we know if that just stands for technical knockout, or is that like, I don't know, Tony Khan's out?
Could be.
At any rate, we're going to talk about Invasion for a few more minutes because...
I'm assuming you're caught up in that.
Yeah, did one come out this week?
Tomorrow.
Okay, then, yeah.
Or no, Thursday. There's
Thursday. One this week.
Yeah.
We should be caught up. I don't think we're behind a full...
So did you see the tunnel episode?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Where the kids go through the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Of course.
So they tapped into the zhuzh
right
from the first season when they did the house episode. Now they did the tunnel episode, but this time it's with the kids. The kids are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're way better than like parents and stuff.
I love the heel turn of the bully into being a good guy.
Yeah, so he turned.
I'm sorry, Harry Maguire's heel turn in the show.
So wait, he went from bad guy to good guy.
Well, wait, or I'm sorry, it's not a heel turn.
No.
You know what I mean, though. Or what's it when a bad guy turns to a good guy?
He turns face.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's not a heel turn. I guess a face turn.
Sure.
Whatever. Yes, I like that. But you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And it was all because of his sister.
Right, who is fantastic.
Yeah, it's always... She reminds me of the little sister in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Super smart, but...
Doesn't know when to shut up.
Nope, and she will call everybody out on everything. Just not being a dick, but just because that's what little kids do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm petrified of my daughter doing.
Like that Progressive commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have no idea what she's talking about. Let's go back and look at the replay.
Your kid's a dick.
Yeah. So, I want Casper to wake up.
Oh, he will.
Well, I know.
But it's going to be like Neo. Like, he's going to wake up and he's going to have...
He's going to know. He's going to be able to... I mean, he can already communicate.
Right.
He showed us that before he...
With British Zendaya.
Yeah. Well done. A little younger, but...
I was going to say Zendaya Jace, but,
No. She's not British, is she?
No.
Thank God. I mean, not thank God, but I was just going to be like... That was more of a thank God that I knew that she wasn't, and I wasn't going to go, are you fucking kidding me? She's British. So, yeah, there's only a few more episodes, and with it being the second season, I don't know if they've been picked up for another season.
Well, I mean, there's no way they're getting through everything for this one.
No, that's what I'm saying. They have to... Oh, fuck, we're so far away. We're halfway through the second season.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, because, when I did the binge, they were only 3 episodes in, and that's when the mom lost another one of her children.
Okay, whatever. But it's going well. They didn't... Did they go back to the military guy yet?
Well, remember he had his PTSD moment at the pool
I remember
party.
that, but they haven't gone back to him since.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters, and I know that the
Well,
Asian,
all right. So they did that. He went to the place in, was it like Nebraska or whatever?
Right.
And so he's starting the investigation to find Sam Neill again.
right. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that they ended up back there.
So the question is, are they doing a rotation? Like, are they doing like the kids, then the mom? Then
Well, remember I
soldier?
said that in season 1 that it
Yeah.
seemed like they were doing that like Lost Wood. Like
Right.
when you have multiple characters and they're all important to the
Yeah.
story, you just rotate them out. So you have a cliffhanger with this one, but you won't pick it up for another 2 episodes because in the meantime we're gonna worry about
Yeah, I mean,
these people.
I'd like it to be that they. I'm more interested in the soldier storyline.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I guess
No.
after 15 minutes you get fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They've the pacing of season 2 has been pretty good. The first season got dragged down,
Yeah.
an episode here, an episode there.
Well, I mean, it was that slow burn kind of thing, and then they finally
Like I said, and then
got to fucking
they
around.
did get to fucking
Yeah.
around. Episode 6 or 7. So I'm assuming the same thing here is going to happen. Like they established where everybody's at in season 2.
Yeah.
They've established how the aliens, because that's what I'm going to fucking call them, and how they're now evolving. Now they look more like dogs or something.
Yeah.
So just subtle little changes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was the most fascinating part about the tunnel thing. Was,
Right. They weren't the little. They're.
Well, and I'll admit, like I was watching it while, dicking around on other stuff because I'm figuring it's the little spike
No.
monsters, and then all of a sudden when they were running to the exit,
And it looked
it was
like
yeah,
rabid beasts.
yeah,
Like they actually had a form
like
instead
okay,
of.
that's cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
terrifying. It's more terrifying than the little sticky things. It reminds me of one of those balls you throw on the wall
Yeah.
and it slowly crawls down the wall. That's what they are. Except they can eat you.
Sure,
Okay.
but
So that was
even though they're made of metal, fire is their weakness,
perfect. At least it's not a cold.
or like men with salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Sorry, pepper.
Like a slug, right? All right. So
That's not where I was going with that, but sure.
yeah. I mean, we're scared, or it could be the Wicked Witch. She's like, water, oh no. It's fire. Fire beats everything.
Sure.
Yeah, I created, yep. I am become death. So it's finally
Back to wrestling.
back to wrestling. But yeah, wrestling's in a weird spot. So AEW's ratings have tanked,
Yeah.
and Tony Khan's trying to do everything he can to get them back up, but
Did they officially announce like Edge has moved over?
no, it's still Edge is still trying to work out a contract. So here's the fucked up thing is AEW's business as usual, and they still have money and they will pay anybody that they possibly could. Where TKO, former WWE, is going through this massive transition,
Right.
and they just laid off 100+ workers, most of them in the office, like administrative jobs.
Yeah.
And they've let wrestlers' contracts expire, which to me is fucked up. Like, I get that wrestlers are independent contractors, and we could have the union discussion for hours,
Yeah.
because they need one. But it's crazy how you can have a merger like this and then just 86 that many people. Mass layoffs. And I'm sure their compensation package was probably pretty fucking good, except for Janice in accounting. Yes. John Oliver, that's for you. But it... And then the flip side of all of that negativity is the writers basically Hollywood is on strike.
Right.
So they were able to do what they did Friday by literally bringing, they brought The Rock back like nobody knew. Although we should have, because he was on game day in Colorado.
Yeah.
So he was already there. Just like Pat McAfee, that of course they're going to show up on SmackDown. And they fucking showed up. And The Rock got his massive pop, and they did all of this, and then John Cena basically main evented the show. So
it was like a wet dream for you.
yeah, dude, it was perfect. The only thing that wasn't there was Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to eventually come. Like, Roman Reigns will... Because John Cena's going to be around sporadically for the foreseeable future. And then there's been some rumblings about The Rock as well.
Sure.
Just can't wait for Batista to show up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the Hollywood stars in one.
And, you know, I'm old school. I don't want these part-timers coming back and taking TV time away from, you know, young guys. But if you have John Cena come back and feud with some young guy, that young guy is instantly made.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, we'll see. But all of that is, Edge is still not under contract. Drew McIntyre is coming up. There's a couple of them. I think Randy Orton.
I was going to say, and what was that? What's that where there's a big beef with, is that Hollywood Knight? Who am I thinking of?
God, there's a wrestler who got in trouble. Matt Riddle.
Oh.
He was drunk on the flight back from India and said he got sexually assaulted. Yeah.
Sure, Riddle.
This
Riddle
guy's
did.
gimmick is bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, though.
Who's the that longtime guy that worked his way up? He was in the
For WWE?
yeah something Knight, isn't it? L.A. Knight.
Oh, he's still there.
Yeah.
LA Knight is still there, and he's still getting his push, but he's getting close as well to a contract, and they're
Yeah.
way far apart on money.
But-
So basically what's happening is if your contract's coming up, like the last quarter of this year through December, you're probably not going to get paid,
Yeah.
even though LA Knight is the number one merchandise seller,
Right. Yeah.
and ratings pop when he's on the TV.
yeah.
So that's the metric. That's their exit velocity for WWE. So it's interesting. We'll see. They've got an event coming up, but Roman Reigns still hasn't been on TV since
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
We'll see. Man, there's no telling. We can have like Edge, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, like this mass exodus because Endeavor, TKO doesn't want to pay these guys anymore. Plus, they are AEW and WWE are shopping their shows.
Yeah.
Like Fox doesn't want or isn't willing to pay for SmackDown as much as TKO is asking. And WWE, TKO, whatever is like, we'll even move nights.
Sure.
Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, whatever. So that'll be interesting to see. And you know, if Roman Reigns isn't on TV forever, and that's why you kind of bring back The Rock and John Cena, again, you're building that portfolio.
But I mean, it also depends on, at this time, like how long the strike's going to go on.
Exactly.
So
Because it's one of the only original programming right now other than sports.
Sure.
And then Tony Khan is also in a negotiation, and it's looking more like he's going to end up, AEW is going to end up on Max.
Okay.
Or one of the, like, it's Max is probably what it's going to be. I think Prime is the other one,
Yeah.
but Max makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Because don't they have USA shows? Isn't that Max? No, that's Turner.
No. USA's Peacock.
Okay, so no, it won't be Peacock because that's WWE.
But yeah, like TNT and TBS are part of Max. They're part of the
So then,
yeah.
there you go. That's it, because
Yeah.
currently they're on TBS.
Yeah.
So, interesting time to be a wrestling fan. We've been talking about I've been talking about
I told
wrestling.
you.
It was going to happen. Well, you know. And then
No, we can do this real quick. It's not happening.
we didn't
real
even
quick.
get to Aquaman or The Wheel of Time. We will.
Next week.
We're just going to keep rolling that.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulper is a privately produced podcast by Brock Ryder and Ben Grimmie. On social media and photography by Beck Ryder. Original music by the Heisenberg Compensators.